EPT is sponsored by PokerStars.com.
The final act in an 8-month-long drama will take place at this table. As the 6th season of the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour concludes in the casino capital, Monte Carlo.
Watch out for me.
These players bought into a dream that will become reality for one.
I win tournaments.
As we hand out over 8.4 million euros in prize money, including a first prize of 1.7 million, and crown our EPT Grand Final champion. A journey that began in Kiev now concludes on the French Riviera with a no-limit Hold'em showdown of epic proportions. The Grand Final is the highlight of the season.
And if it's grand you're after, you've certainly come to the right place. It's the traditional last stop on the tour, and it always extends us a very warm welcome. From stars of the screens to kings and queens, the French Riviera has a history of attracting the rich and famous. And this week, the biggest names in poker have come for the biggest date on the European poker calendar.
Yes, the poker elite were out in force. 848 players entered the Grand Final to create a prize pool of over 8.4 million euros and a first prize of 1.7 million. As ever, we seek our first two-time winner, and there is one former champ left in the field. Salvatore Bonavena won in Prague last year and is 18th in chips here.
I'm really excited and proud to be in the final 24, and this proves that the Prague win wasn't just luck.
Old enemy Andrew Chen will be hoping to scupper his double dream though. The two clashed at the Prague final table where Salvatore eliminated Andrew in 3rd place, and Chen wants to get revenge.
It would be pretty sweet to get one over on Salvatore. Maybe, you know, I can come first, I'll give him 3rd.
Another player looking to make history is Nick Schulman, hoping to join the elite group of Triple Crown winners. He has a WPT and a WSOP title. Can he complete the set?
That would be a very nice honor, you know. I'm very excited to be here.
So it's all to play for. Expect fireworks. Commentary comes from James Hartigan and Gavin Griffin. 22 remain.
Well, Gavin, you are a member of that elite Triple Crown set. You took down this tournament in 2007. Seeing that table on the stage, does it bring back memories?
Yeah, it brings back some pretty good memories. It was my first big main event win, and a very exciting time in my life.
Action has been folded around to Roger Arabidian from France. That's the king for go. So another previous EPT winner. This is Salvatore Bonavena. Took down Prague in season 5. And he raises the button.
Looking to become the first 2-time EPT winner.
And we know that this guy has a few things to say about that. He missed out on the title in Prague, and he shoves with the kings.
It's great to look down at kings and have action in front of you, especially with a guy you have history with. Salvatore might be looking to bust Andrew just because of their previous encounters.
It is a significant percentage of his stack, though. He lets it go, and even though Andrew's shoving range there is wide, he can't necessarily put him on kings. Tough to make that call with Queen Jack.
Yeah, Queen Jack isn't really ahead of any range that Andrew would be shoving.
Chen gets a little bit of vengeance as the action continues, overseen by our tournament director Thomas Kremser.
Thomas and his crew always looking very dapper with their matching ties, pocket squares.
No one wears a suit quite like Thomas Kremser.
Yeah, my fiance Amy, after Monte Carlo win, she kept talking about, ooh, Thomas Kremser, ooh.
Bonavena is going to start the action again this time. Ace-Queen.
Ace-Queen, a much better hand than Queen-Jack, and certainly one that, if he had it last time, would have called Andrew with.
Martin Hruby will get out of the way. David Sesso in seat 1 has exactly the same hand, but suited in hearts. Now, he's got position on Salvatore, so what would his best option be here?
I think it's okay to call and take a flop. It's okay to re-raise. The problem with re-raising is then you open yourself up to a shove from Bonavena, and you have to have a plan whether you want to call or not.
Well, he has decided to re-raise. The 3-bet is 135,000, and the action's been folded to Erebedian in the big blind with Ace-King.
Ace-King here in a great spot. Once again, it's great to pick up a big hand with lots of action in front of you. He wants to know everybody's stack size, get an idea of what he's at risk for. Now, an interesting situation here. If Sesso had a situation where Bonavena moved all in, he probably would immediately call. But since we're talking about someone who's just 4-betting it cold out of the blinds, he doesn't really have a whole lot invested in the pot. It's a lot stronger if he makes the raise.
Erebedian has the table chip lead, therefore has both players covered.
Re-raised to 424.
There is the 4-bet to 424K.
A pretty small 4-bet. You know, considering the stack sizes of 650,000 or 750,000 that the other two guys have, it would make sense to just move in and win the pot that way. I mean, he's trying to make it look like he has a better hand than he has. Get a fold from 2 jacks.
I fold.
Sesso gets away from the Ace-Queen.
A nice, easy fold from Sesso.
And Erebedian extends his chip lead at our feature table and is now 5th in chips in the tournament overall.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour Grand Final from the Monte Carlo Bay Resort in Monaco. There's $5 million still in the prize pool, and young American Kevin Easter is the chip leader.
The blinds are up. We're now playing 15,000, 30,000 with a 3,000 ante. Still 3 tables, 1 on the stage, 2 on the floor of the Salle des Étoiles.
And there's always a great structure in these EPT events. The chips are pretty deep.
King Jack for Sesso. Raising it up.
Gotta make it 60.
And he under raises.
Maybe a little bit of a sign of inexperience from Sesso. He doesn't make the full-size raise.
And Shulman immediately comes over the top with 8s.
Yeah, we're talking hijack first cutoff. 8s is a really strong hand in this situation, especially over a min raise. Sesso might now call pretty light because he thinks Shulman's making a move.
Well, we saw Laurent Olive fold King Jack, taking away some of Sesso's outs.
You know what the total is? Off the top of your head? 1, 2, 3.
So whereas this would normally be close to 50-50, in reality, Sesso only has 32% equity.
365, so 383.
And he's not getting that good of a price to call. Plus, it's for about half of his chips. Sesso can easily get away from King Jack here. And once again, unless he believes that Shulman's making a move because of the missed min raise. Got a broken left hand. I wonder if he took a bad beat earlier in the tournament.
I believe he fell off a wall. That's a bad beat of sorts, right?
Yeah, that'll happen in the EPT events. Lots of fun party towns.
Sesso forced to fold again. While Shulman chips up to 569,000. So this event is the culmination of a great season on the European Poker Tour. And I have to say, it has been a great week here in the Principality of Monaco, here in Monte Carlo. As always, the creme de la creme of poker were here. We had Elke, Luke Schwartz, Eric Seidel, Peter Eastgate, Marcel Lusk, Vanessa Russo, Joe Cadder, Joe Hashem. So recent World Series champions and previous EPT Grand Final winners.
2009, 2008, man. You got to smile, man. 2009, 2008.
The Corva and Chorley, the last two winners here in Monte Carlo. And a lot of the big names are now playing in the high roller event, which started today. So if you get knocked out of the main event, jump into the high roller, simples. But it does cost you 25,000 euros for the privilege. As you can imagine, it is a pretty tough field. We've got coverage of the high roller coming up. Check your listings.
Yeah, and who doesn't have 25,000 laying around?
I know I do. Let's get back to our feature table. In the main event, it's time for a sweat, Gavin. We're going to sweat with Laurent Olive. We're only going to see his whole cards. We're going to play the hand from his perspective. No action so far.